Eric plays Endeavor Deep Sea. Hello and welcome everyone to our solo session of Endeavor Deep Sea. We will play mission 1, the Call of the Ocean. I played it a couple of times now already, solitaire, and I never won. So don't expect me to win, but we try our best to learn as much as we can. From the setup here, that's the tile we have to start with. We can have 5 tiles next to each other, and then obviously we can go down 5 tiles as well. The special goals for solitaire is for one player we need 20 points combined on that board. So we get 1 point for every yellow field, we get 2 points for every orange field, and then we get points from the journal cards eventually, and also points from that cards here. So we can get points here as well. And then there are 3 goals here as well on that mission map. We need 8 plus sonar discs on the main board, or we need to have 5 plus discs on journal actions on the board, or conservations. We need to have 6 plus discs. That's the goals we have on the mission tile itself. During the game we will draw 3 more, and then we can decide, depending on the difficult level, how many goals we need to achieve. So as I said already, I never won, but we can, here on the rule book, it tells us, doesn't focus, for beginners 4 goals are enough, and it goes up to 7 legendary. I'm sure we won't be able to beat that, but let's try. Obviously for beginners we try to have 4 goals. I shuffled all the tiles here, and I also shuffled the journals. There are starting journals, so we give that a shuffle, and then we deal out 4 for the beginning, and they all have a cost, let's say, a possible points we could get, and then for us that's what we would get. So here we can flip an expert, or here we get that token here and can flip one, right? But I'm not going into that much rules, because if you want to know how the rules are and how the game plays in general, there are lots of nice YouTube videos already out there anyway. So I'm just have some fun with you and play the game solitaire. So we can discard now the remaining of that card. That's only for the starting. And then for solitaire we have a setback deck, which we shuffle, and then we need 4, and they are on the bottom of our solitaire deck. and then we have bonus goals. So that's the 3 more goals I was mentioning at the beginning. So we have to go the 4 goals over here, and then additional 3 goals here. We don't know yet which one they are, and they go on top of the setback. So basically every turn, beginning with the first, we will draw one. So the first 3 we will learn about our possible bonuses, and then we have the last 4 rounds, we have setbacks, so they will, punish us in some ways. Yeah, our U-boat starts here at the sea star, and we get one of our tokens because we start here, our boat is here, so that's in that case we get that token, and we can place that in our stockpile here. And we have a team leader, and he has one of the tokens here as well, and every other cube here is set to 0. And I think that's all for the beginning, and we can start with our turn now. The turn will follow the same sequel all the time. So we get one of the experts, we get we get an expert depending on the level we have here achieved. We get tokens. We can get tokens back, also depending on where our track is, and then we can use our tokens and our experts to do different tasks on the map. So the first thing we do is based on our reputation. We can pick team members, experts, specialists, and we are currently on level 1, so we can pick one from the level 1 area. So here are all our specialists. That's tier 1, tier 2, 3, 4, 5. For 1 to 4, they are basically all the same underneath. For tier 5, they're all different. They're all different. So we shuffled them at the beginning, and you only can get the top specialist at the beginning, and then if you take one, you can have the one below. Alright, so but our repetition is at the moment 1, so we can pick one of the first tier, and then basically what it tells us, that's what you get. So here in that case you would get the reputation, and we can use that dive action with that specialist. And then if you ever be able to upgrade him, he gets another reputation, but then you can pick between the dive and the journal action. And the other one would be for coordination. We can advance the track by 1. That's the part where we for the tokens we get back from the specialist, and we can do 1 sonar action. And if we flip him, we get another one, and we could do 1 movement and a sonar action. And the next one would be we can do 1 impact. That's when we can place a token on the other board, on the mission board, and we can do a movement. And if we ever able to upgrade him, we can do inspiration and coordination. We can advance our tracker, but then he can only do movement as well. All right. So I think for us, a good beginning is taking the sonar operator. With him, we can advance our coordination, and we can do 1 sonar. And the sonar, that means we can place a new tile on the board, and usually you get something out of that as well. So I think that's a good start. So we take that level 1 specialist and simply place him next to our team leader. And then again, here now we get our coordination, so we can advance that. Doesn't change anything at the moment, but we're getting closer to the next level. That was the first part. The second is we get tokens. So we can take one token and place that to our pool. Then we can retreat all the tokens which are on the specialists on the leader. At the moment, again, only one, but that's fine. There's only one token, and that is available for us now as well. And then we can start placing doing actions using the tokens on our team members and doing actions on the board. So currently available, we have the sonar action from the sonar operator, and the team lead, he can do everything. So let's have a quick look at the board, what options are good and what we can do. Here's the current board, and our U-boat is on that tile. That means we can only theoretically do actions which are on the board. I need to just check how they are called exactly. So I mean, travel, it's simple. You can just move. Depending on our movement value, we have level 1 movement, so we can move one step, and we can't dive at the moment, so we have to stay in level 1. Then we can do the sonar action. Sonar is that symbol here. We would have to place a tile here, and that means we can take 2 cards from level 1 or 2 or mixed, and then decide one, pick one, and place one card where we want them, depending on the level. And usually here every tile has rewards. That's what you get when you place the tile, and that's what you get when you move to that tile. So the placing is only once, obviously, because you place the tile only once, but movement can happen more often because you can move back and forth. Then we have the dive action. Those are little tokens replaced, where you get you can either use that as a free action. You can only have one at the end of the turn, but you can use it any time. So either you get you can use that option, or you can have to convert them. Let me just see how that's called again. It's not energy, obviously. We have a tracker for that as well, and you use it more or less like similar to energy, research track. So yeah, you can increase your research, and you need that for different steps. So basically, if you do a dive, you get the topmost token, and you can keep one, and you can get multiple, but you have to use all of them except of one until the end of the turn. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have the conserve, but which we don't have at the moment on any tile, so we don't need to do that and think about that. And then we have the journal, and journal is those fields, and they give you the type of the journal. So each journal has different symbols here. There are 4 different in total. And in order to do, let's say, that journal, you need to be on a tile or place a token on a tile which matching symbol here or here. And then you have to also pay the research tree. And you start with 0, so we couldn't do that. And then that's what you get, and that's a additional action you can use. Yeah, but you don't get that token back anymore, so it's a one-time action. All right, so because we got that sonar operator, which can only do sonar, I think it's a good idea to do that. We need one token to place that on the operator itself. And then we need another token to place that one on the field, the free spot on the tile where we are. And we are here and they are free. And so we can place that one here. And that one gives us, they always give you 2 map tiles. And here we can choose between level 1 and level 2. And I think we take one level 1 and one level 2. So here are the tiles. That's level 1, level 2. If we place that one, we get one of the movement. We can advance that track, and we also get a token. And here it would be a repetition and coordination. For moving into that field, we get research. We get a research here as well. That's the symbol for the option we haven't yet conserve. So here you need to have one of the conserve turtle, and then also you have to place one of the tokens on that field, pay the research, and then you get what is underneath. And if you ever finish one link, and also if you play multiplayer, the other one gets that benefit as well. But you only get it once, even though if you have both tokens there, you only get it once. Yeah, so you get a lot of possibilities to advance your track. And that means here again, that's one of the journal action with that green symbol, and that yellow circle around means if you have a token here, so only one can have a token here, every time you do one of that turtle action, you get another one for free. So it would kind of make sense to do that first before you do any turtle action, but keep in mind you have to have enough of the tokens, because you have to place the tokens here as well, otherwise you can't use that action. So that's a good one because we don't have that, but it's level 2. We are not able to move to level 2. But because of what we get, I think it's a good idea to take the tile, because I like to advance the coordination tracker and at the beginning of the game, and the reputation is good as well. So let's take that tile and we discard that one. You can simply place it underneath again. And the level 2 tile needs to be on the level 2, obviously. So let's take that spot here and we place it just here. And because of placing, we get the reputation and the coordination. So advancing the reputation doesn't help us yet anything, but the coordination, if you advance that, means the next time we can get 2 tokens back from our team, which is very good, I think. All right, and then we have 1 team member left and we have 1 token left. So that means we can only do something where we don't need an additional token. Remember, if we do the sonar, which we just did, we need to have a token to place it on the specialist, and then also we need a token available to place it on the board. The same is with that turtle action and the journal action. So what we can do is either moving, which would give us the benefits of moving to another tile, or diving, where we can take one of the diving tokens and get some research. And I think that's what we're going to do. So we take that token, we place it at our team leader. We can draw the topmost diving token, and let's have a look. Very good. So we get either 3 research or 1 of the impact. We can store that because we only have one token, so we could keep it. And I think there's no rush to use that tile now. That's why we keep that until we have more tokens or we need them. But thinking about that, because you get an impact, I think I will use that right away for the impact. So we discard that tile and I get one of our tokens, impact tokens, and we can place that on the map. And wherever we put that, we get that benefit. Additionally, we get points which we need. So we can only place that impact token at the beginning next to one of that arrows or next to each other. And because our reputation needs one more step to move us to the tier 2 specialist, so we could pick a tier 2 specialist the next time. I think that's what we're gonna do now. So I place them here, and that means we can advance our repetition tracker. And that's what we do here. And that pushes up to the second level of the specialist. And one thing I forgot, starting the turn, we should have drawn one of the first bonus goals. So let's do it now. Doesn't really matter. And that tells us to complete that goal, we would need to have 6 or more leftover research on the track. So remember, we need a total of 4. That would be one of it we could try to achieve. So let's place that here as a reminder. And that was our first turn. So starting with the second turn, we do it now correctly. We draw that card, and that's another bonus card, obviously. And that tells us we need to have a full completed zone. So that's a zone, and completed means we need to have tokens on every field, and the dive token needs to be gone. That would be completed. And for us, we would have to have 4 zones completed to get that point. Turn 2 of 7, and we already has to do so many decisions what to improve, which track. And that's why I like that game so much. Alright, I think what I try to focus, and I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, is to get to the third tier of the specialists, because they give you more benefit and more action you can do. You can do 2 actions at the same time and you get more benefits. So, but in the same way, you have to try to get tokens. So I usually try to level up with the reputation and with the coordination to get my tokens back. But then I also try not to use that many tokens on the map, because then I lose them. If they are on the specialists, I can get them back, because I'm not getting many tokens here. Yeah, saying that, I think that's why I will pick another, even though we can pick a specialist from the tier 2, I think I will still go for tier 1, and I'll show you why. Because of that specialist here. That one gives me straight 1 repetition, which bumps up to the edge to the next level. So we only need to try to get another repetition during this turn to enable us the next time to get one of the specialists of the tier 3. And the tier 2 doesn't give that to us, and I don't think they're that good. Same ways we could take the pilot, which gives us one of the impact tokens, which we could place on the board, and that will give us also a repetition And if we upgrade them, but he only has a movement, and I don't think I only want to have one with a movement. It's a good idea because you can move the track on the mission. Decision. So that one, or the pilot. That one does have dive. Movement. Alright, you know what? I think I take the pilot, because in that way we can place an impact token on the mission, which moves us further to the fields with points, and we need points. So let's take the pilot. And we take the repetition, and I will place it, not the repetition, the impact token, and we will place that one on the repetition. So we're getting closer to the fields with points, and we get one repetition now as well. We move that track one up. So we need one more to get to tier 3. So let's try to achieve that during that turn. Anyway, that was the first part. The second is we get tokens. We get 1 token. And then we get 2 tokens back. That helps us, first of all, free up the specialists, so we can take that options again, and we get the tokens we need to do an action. And then we can basically do an action. So now think about what we can do. We can do a movement, we can do a sonar, and we can do all of them once. Also, so once of all of them. And looking at the board, I think I want to do 1 sonar to expand and get a possible good benefit. I think we take again 1 from surface zone and 1 from the one below. Surface zone is level 1, and level 2 is that one. So the surface would give us the repetition we wanted and needed, and also one of the resource tokens, and then we can do the turtle action here, which is nice too, and gives 4 more dive tokens. The other one, coordination, and 1 of the movement. Movement is good sooner or later, but not necessarily now. And then well, that's not bad. But I think because we can't dive now anyway, I take that level 1, and we discard that one. We move that to the bottom, and we move that to the right side. And just seeing that, I noticed, if you look carefully at the board, we forgot one of the fields here. So I will just draw another one, which we don't touch. And then that one, in that case, I place it over here. Sorry about that. And that gives us the repetition and also one of the research, and we have to fill the dive tokens. There we go. We need 4. We place them here. Yep, and we also need to place 1 token obviously here, and 1 on our specialist. For the sonar, we place that token here, and then we can advance the repetition, which moves us to the third tier. And then also here the research, we get one. And then we have one token left, and that's the question what we do. We could dive, or we could move. We could dive or we could move. I think we will dive. So we're currently here. We can take the topmost, and that's what we get. Okay, so we can do that action here with paying one less of the research, or we get 3. So let's keep that. As you remember, we can keep 1 at the end of the turn. We don't have 1 any at the moment, so that's our first. So we keep that. And there's one spot where we can place that token. And that, because we don't have any tokens left, there's nothing more we can do. That ends turn 2. We draw our third and last possible goals. Okay, the coordination and movement track, they need to be in a total of 12 plus points. I just quickly show you what that. It's hard to see. Each field has a point value, 6, 7, and we need to have a total of 22 or more in that case. Turn 3. We start again with taking 1 of the specialists, and this time we can take 1 from the tier 3. And I think we should improve the inspiration now to get more discs at the beginning of the turn. That's why I take that one, which gives us straight 2 inspirations, and then we can do either or actions. And if we improve them, we don't get any immediate benefit, but we can do 2 of that actions at the same time, which is very good. That's why I like the level 3s. And also talking about the specialists, it's totally fine to have multiple of the same type. So we could have that specialist 2 times if we want to. But anyway, we can advance the track here now, which will give us in the next step already 2 instead of only 1 tokens. It's very appreciated. And then we get 2 back, so we can take the 2 back, and we start now our actions. Looking at the journals, I think that one would give us a victory point, or a point in general, and we could flip and upgrade one of our experts, which I think is amazing, and we don't have to pay anything for that, but we need to have a blue or a brown journal field on the location we are. So let's have a look at the locations. We're still here, and we can see we have a yellow and a brown, and we need a brown. So that's why I think we will do the journal actions now. We have 1 journal action here with that specialist, so we place 1 token here, and then we need another one to place that on the map. Place that on that brown field here, and that enables us to get 1 of the journal with the brown mark, and we want that one, and we get that for free. Sometimes we have to pay 2 or 3 of the research, but we don't have to here in that case, and we get that point for later. But we can flip one of the specialists. And that means if you would play with multiple players, doesn't matter if it's co-op or not, all of the others would get one of the movement benefits. So, but for us, we turn one of our specialists. And if we turn one of the specialists, we basically turn it, and then we get that benefit, immediate benefit straight away, and then that's the new action we can do. If that specialist has already a token on it, would mean that goes back to the main pool, and we flip it then. So we would free one of the specialists, but the token is lost anyway. So looking at all the specialists, I think I will improve the pilot. It doesn't change the action we get, but we will get an immediate benefit of inspiration and coordination. So let's flip him. And then we can advance the tracker. Doesn't change anything at the moment, but the next move would give us a better benefit here. So maybe it's a good time to move. Let's move to the volcanic island, which would give us a benefit of the movement track, which we finally need as well. So let's see if we have a movement. And of course we do. Our skipper here has a movement. So we place one of the tokens here and we move. Based on our movement track here, we can move one step, and we only can move within level 1. So if our marker would be in here, it means we can make 2 movements, and we could also dive to the second level. But unfortunately at the moment we only can do 1 move, and we have to stay at the surface. So let's move from here to here, and then we get the benefits for the movement. Because we end our movement here, we can advance the tracker. We can advance the movement, and then we take our last token. We have sonar. We can't do sonar because we would need another token to place one here to the specialist and one to the board, which we can't do. So let's do either another move or a dive. And think about that. I think I want to do another move, because in that way we can move over here and we get the benefit of inspiration, which will give us one more token the next turn. And I think that's great. But also that ends, if I don't miss anything, our third turn. Yeah, we could use that, but doesn't help. We don't have token, we don't need research. So yeah, that's the end of the third turn. And from now on we draw the set pack cards, and let's see what the first one is. Each player returns one of their token of their own from one of the total action side of their choice to the stacking area. And happily we didn't do that action, so there's no token on the board from us, so we don't have to discard that. So yeah, that's good. So far so good. Fourth turn, again we start with getting one of the specialists. We are still in tier 3, so we can take one of the tier 3 specialists. And it doesn't matter if we have the same multiple times, we could take him again. But I don't think that's a good idea. I would like to have that one. It doesn't give us an immediate benefit, but we can do with one token 2 actions at the same time. And if we ever be able to flip him, then we get immediate action and still have 2 actions we can do during one turn. So yeah, let's take the operator. Nothing to advance. then we get 3 new tokens. And we get 2 back. Now we have to decide which one we want to get back. Well, we take that one back, I think, for sure. And then movement, here's a movement as well. So I think it's better to take that one. And then we can do our action again. The current tile we are has the conserve action twice. And we will get a good benefit here. And I think we can now use our dive token we still have left over, because with that we can use that instead of placing one of our tokens to a specialist, and we can do one of the conserves with a -1 research. So let's say if we want to do that one, we only have to pay 1, and we only need 1 token to place it on the board, and not a second one to place it on a specialist. So let's use that token. We only need 1 of the tokens, and we only need 1 research, so we move from 1 to 0. And we can then place that token here, and we would get repetition and coordination now. Repetition and coordination. And from now on, we can retrieve 3 tokens from our specialists. Yay! Also notice that we forgot to refill our journal here. Oh, that one cost 4, but gives us 2 points, and we can use tokens to flip our experts. That's a good one. Alright, let's keep that in mind. It's a nice tile here, but I think we don't get anywhere here. We need different stuff, so that's why I think we move over to that tile now, because then we have the green journal, and we get that, or we can get, if we have enough research, that journal we're just looking at. So we need 1, and I need to move. And hey, that's perfect. Let's use that expert here. We can move, and we can do a dive. That's exactly what we need. We want to move, which gives us another move benefit, and we want to dive. We get 1 of the token. Oh, and we get 3 research and or 1 token. Now we place the token here for now, and we advance. And by advancing, we get a second boat, which we need to place at the same starting tile as the first boat went, which would be over here, and that gives us a token. So I would like to get that journal we talked about, but for that we need 4 resources, and we have 0, but we can have up to 3. So that means we should do another dive to get another dive token, and then we have more resources. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. If we dive and do then a journal, we have still then 1 token left. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we dive. We can do the journal here. Okay, we dive. We get another dive token. Ooh. But yeah, we need the research. So we immediately exchange the 4, or the token to the 4 research. We discard that one, and we can bump up to 4. And now, as I was saying, we do the journal action. We have to place another token on the board. Because we have two boats now, we can pick, we can have actions on either or. But we need to have the green one, green or blue, so the green. We place it here. We have to pay the 4 research. And then we can take the card, which gives us 2 points. And we can use tokens to flip an expert. I have 1 token left. And I could only do a sonar, but for a sonar I need another token for the board. That's why we will use the benefit of the card. I can use the token, place it to 1 field, so it's a 1 time, and then I can flip 1 of the experts. And I think we flip that one. So that token goes away. We flip that, and we will get 2 repetition now. And that moves us to level 4. And that's all we can do in the 4th round. So we will move to the 5th round. We have to draw another setback card. Let's see. All player moves all of their boats 2 zones up. We're on the on the surface, on the top surface anyway. So nothing happened. So 5th round, let's have a quick look and compare the codes. Remember, we need to have 8 plus tokens on sonar. At the moment we have only 2. Or we need to have 5 on journal. We have on 2 as well. Conservation, we need up to 6. We have only 1. Completing a complete tile, I think it's extremely hard solitaire because we need to have 4. So yeah, we need to have 6 leftover research. At the moment we have 0, but we have a token for 3 research, so that's something we could possibly achieve by the end of the game. And then bumping up the track here, the coordination and movement track, to 22 points. We are currently at 2 and 4 at 6. So doesn't look that good at the moment, but year later we get turnwise. There's more, the kind of chain reaction we could have, but I'm not sure if we are on a right track here. Yeah, not sure what to do next. Because we can move now to the 2nd level, maybe we should go down here and do the conserve action multiple times. So we need a total of 6. We have 1, so we could do here enough. And we also could get the impact tokens, which we haven't yet many as well. So I think that's a good option. And if we do the journal first here, we can even do 2 turtle action or conserve action. So let's think about that. But first, we get a new specialist, and this time we can pick one from the tier 4. Look at that. That one gives us 1 of each. And we have a sonar and journal. Not necessarily what we need, but 1 of each is great. And if we flip that one, we get 2 of the impact tokens, which is great too. And then, of course, you don't have any actions anymore, but we don't need them necessarily anyway. And we don't need dive, and we don't need that much movement. So I think that's a good bet. Let's take that one. So I place it here. And then I can advance each of the track by 1. Next, we get tokens. We get a total of 3 tokens. And we can take 3 back. We only have 3. Remember the one from the journal? We can't take them back anymore. They're gone. Alright, so we have a total of 6 tokens. So by thinking about what we were talking about earlier, I think moving and doing then a journal is a great idea. So why not moving now first, using that specialist who only has a movement anyway, and we can move up to 2 steps and down to surface 1. So we can pick one of our boats. I think I will take that one because here we still can do the dive action. So we take him and we move down here, and we get 1 research token, and we can do all the conserves, you know, and also the journal. And that's something I think I will do the next step, because then we can do 2 of the conserves. So but first we get 1 research. Talking about the research, the journals, of course, I forgot to refill. Ooh, that's a good one again. Brown or green. And we have a green on the tile we just moved. I think that's something we would want to do for 3. Yeah, I think we need to, one of our dive token, we need to exchange that for the research. So let's use that token for 3 research. We can move up to 4. And then we use 1 token for the journal action. And we need another token to place that on the board. And we place that here. And then again, that circle here, the yellow circle, means here, in that case, every time we do a conserve action, we can do another one for free. Still means we need to have another token for the board, but we can do that with 1 less token and yeah, with 1 less specialist. So let's place that on the green journal. I want to take that journal here, so we have to pay 3 research. And then we get 2 of the inspiration, which moves us to the next level. So we get 4 tokens next time, and we can flip 1 of our specialists, and we can also do 2 dive actions here at the same time. Let's flip the one we just got, and let's take the 2 impact tokens. So 2 impact tokens. There would be now a lot to do to improve our tracks, but we need to get points, and only yellow and orange gives us points. So I will place both of them on the yellow field, 1 here and 1 here, but we still get 2 research. We're getting to the cream of the game. So let's do 1 conserve action, and because of our token here, we get another one for free. And the plan is to do that one and that one, which costs a total of 3, and I think we have 3 at the moment. And we would get 1 impact tokens and 3. We can advance 3 of the repetition, which is great. So yeah, let's place a token on a specialist with the conserve action. Let's take him. Yeah, let's take him. And then we need 2 tokens. And we have to pay the 1 and the other 2 research in order to place both of them here. So we get the benefits on the field, so underneath the token, and because we close the link, we also get that benefit here. The one more impact token, we place that here for a point, and one research. Let's advance the research, and then we get our 3 repetition, 1, 2, and here we get another impact marker, 3. And if we ever progress further than the track, we automatically move back here, which gives us another impact marker, and so on and so on. So, but yeah, let's get another impact marker. Getting closer to the orange, but still not there yet. I place that token here, and that time we will get another action token. And with only one action token, we could either move, dive, or here flip one of our specialists. But I don't think I want to flip that necessarily. But what we can do, we can use the card here, which gives us 2 dive actions at the same time. So I place that token down here, and we do dives. And here we have 2. Let's see. We get either another action token, or we can increase one of our tracker. And because we can only keep 1 at the end of the turn, we have to use 1. So either for the research or the benefits. Maybe I take the token and yep. Alright, I will keep him, and I will exchange that one for the action token. Discard that one and get 1 more token. And with that token, I think this time I will use that action here we still have left and flip another specialist. And now let's flip that one. So the token goes away, and we flip that, and now he can do 2 of the conserve actions at the same time. Let's see if that's useful for the next round. And that's end of the round. Beginning with the 6th round, we need to check the setback card again. All players return 1 of their tokens from depth 1 or depth 2 zone if their choice to their supply. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, here the current board, depth 1, depth 2. I think we take 1 of the research token away, because one of our goals is to get tokens, a lot of tokens on journals and lots of tokens on conservation, and I know also on sonar, but I don't think we can have 8, so let's take 1 of those tokens away. Following the turn sequence, we get another expert, and this time from, if you want to, up to level 5. And yes, we want to. Maybe let's just take the adventure, which gives us 3 inspiration token or improvements straight, and we can use that to do 2 sonars. And if we manage to upgrade that one, we get endpoints, and we get, for every 3 zones we have a token or a boat in it, we get 1 point. Alright, let's take that one. We advance that track 1, 2, 3, and here, because of that, we get an impact token. We can place the impact token on the mission board, and we will place that here, where we get 2 points at the end of the game. Next on the board, we get 5 tokens. And we can retrieve 3 tokens from the specialist. We only have 1, so we take that one. And then we can think about our turn. I think what do I want to do? Let's think for a moment. That's the current board. We need to have 5 journals to get a point. We have 1, 2, 3 at the moment, so there are good chances we can achieve that. And also I'm looking to get the conservation. We need a total of 6, and we have 1, 2, 3 here. And I think it's an option to do 1 here, because we get with 1 action we can do 2, so we can easily fulfill that. And we also get some impact tokens and stuff. But we need a total of 4, 6, I guess, because 3 are enough of the research tokens or research, and we only have 1 at the moment. So the easiest way, and we have a token with 4, so we need 1 more maybe. Yeah, so the easiest way to get more is to do a dive action over here. So maybe I take that boat, move over here, and then we do a dive action. So let's see if we can do that. We have a movement of 2, and we have a move action. Unfortunately, we don't have a move and dive. I think it was here before we did the upgrade. But yeah, let's take 1 token. I place it over here, and we do a move. And I'm gonna move that boat up to that field, which means we get 1 of the inspiration, and also we can do now a dive. So we upgrade inspiration, and then I need 1 of the tokens, and we do a dive. Question is, do I do it here or here? Question. I think I do it here, because here I have more options, but I'm not close to. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. Let's do it here, and we do the dive. And we get either 3 research, or we can get a token. I really would like to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3 more conservation, and I think that's here the best option at the moment. So I need a total of 0, 4, 2, 6 research, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4 tokens to be able to complete that. Luckily we have 4 tokens left, and I need to exchange both dive tokens here to get my 6 total here. So we change that for 7 research, so we go up to 8, and then we use the token here and place it on that specialist, with let us do 2 of the conserve action with 1 token. That's perfect. And then we need all 3 for the map. So we can place 1 here for free, and then we get 1 reputation. We can place 1 marker here, which costs us 4 research. We get a reputation and 1 impact marker, and because we close that link here, we get another impact. And then Where do I want to place that? Does that matter? Not sure if that makes a difference. Let's place it here. We need to pay 2 research, and we get one of the condition and one of the inspiration. Now let's pay our 6 research first, and then we can increase the reputation twice, 1, and then it goes back again, 2, which means we get an impact token. Just for a reminder, I placed that impact token here. Then we get 1 coordination, and we get 1 inspiration, and we also get 2 more impact tokens. So there you go, we have a total of 3. Let's place them on the mission board. And on the mission board we will place one here and one here. We get each 2 points. And then do we want another token? We could do another dive. I get 2 more. I think, yeah, that's what we do. Or not. Yeah, let's take another token. Yeah, perfect. So we take that token, and now we can we get 3 back. So we have 3 already. So I can either keep that now or place that on the board. So the only thing what we can do is move. We couldn't because we don't have a move, but we have a dive. But I think I could do that later. Yeah, let's keep that, I think. Yeah, I think I keep that for now. Again, I noticed we never refilled the other one here. Ooh. That's good. Okay, so let's draw the setback card for our last. And the last setback card tells us each player choose 1. Reduce your lowest attribute by 2, or flip a senior specialist to its junior side. Do not gain any immediate bonus. Alright. I don't want to reduce. I think flipping is not a bad idea. So let's flip 1 specialist back. Then we could flip her, because that, if we manage to, flip it again, we would get 2 research token, and that's not a bad idea. So we don't get the benefits here, we just flip that. Alright, let's do that. Maybe that even helps us. Last turn, we get another specialist, and still some from level 5. And I think I will take that one, which was just revealed. No. There you go. And we will get 2 inspiration. And if we manage to flip that one, we get 4 victory points without any condition. I think that's perfect. So yeah, of course, we will take her or him. Place him right here. And then we get 2 inspiration. 1, we get an impact token, and 2. Impact token. I want to have a research. Yeah, that's what we do. advance the research track by 1, 2, 3, and then we get 5 tokens. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we can take 3 back. So we can take them, and that means all of our specialists are free to take actions. So now let's think what we do. I will do 1 dive because one of our quests is to have 6 plus of the research left over at the end of our turn. Let's see if we can make that. So yeah, let's do 1 dive, and we do it here, and we get 3, and we exchange that immediately for the 3 research. So we're on 6 research now. All right, I think I think what I want to do as well, we just did the dive, but let's do the inspiration as well now, which we can because we are still on that theoretically. So yeah, let's do that. So we also do that. That means we get 2 condition, but we have to pay 1 of our research. And I do that because I don't think we can have enough research at the end of the turn. So we get 2 here. And now I'm hoping to have both of those tracks high enough to get a total of 22. Because we need the research for the journal. Yeah. All right. So next I want to move. And I move. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really. Which one I pick. Yeah, I move him over here. Yep, and we get 1 token. And I think next what I want to do is do a journal action on the yellow. So getting 1 token, and we can use that immediately to do 1 of the journals here. And place 1 of our tokens from the pool on that field here. So we can use or take a yellow journal. There are a few available. And I think I want to take that one because that one gives us an additional possibility to do move action. Oh, and not forget refill. Let's place that here. And we can advance our coordination by 1. And we can flip 1 of our specialists. And let's flip that fella here. So we have the 4 victory points now for sure. What next? Next, I think I want to use that movement here we have. And we could do 2, but I think 1 is enough. Let's move him over here, which gives us 1 of the blue movement. And then I want to do the brown journal. And I nearly forgot, we have to pay the 3 research here still. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we get one up here. And then I would like to do the journal, which I can only do here. And then we need an additional token. And we place that here on the brown field. And we take that journal here, which gives us 2 more of that movement track. And we can flip one of the specialists. So paying 2 research, getting 2 the movement track, and then we flip 1 specialist, and I want to flip that one because that's the only way to get that point here. Sorry for the zoom, but yeah, we get the point for every 3 zones we have a token or boat in it, so that's at least 1 point at the moment. We also need to refill the journal. Unfortunately, there's not much left we can do with our 2 tokens, so the only thing we can do is sonar action. So let's do the sonar. Place them here on that board. And we take 2 of the level 2 boards and hope for a good outcome that we can increase our movement or movement track or the yellow one. And that's what we got. And that's not bad. If we place that, we got 1 yellow and 1 blue. But it won't be enough. But yeah, let's take that time. We move 1 back. And at that stage it doesn't matter, but that tile is a special tile. So you would access the left, the right and the top from opposite or from the cards next to it, the areas. But if I place that here on the edge, that means we can't exit from the left because there's no, it will never be a guard. But that's the last turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then we can advance our track for the coordination and for the movement. So we move that one up here, which gives us 1 impact token. And we can move that one up here, which gives us another boat. Let's go for the more points. Token doesn't help me, and research doesn't help me either at that stage anymore. And we can place our 3rd boat over here, which gives us another token. And that was the last action we could do, because with 1 token we have only 1 specialist free, and yeah, we can't do that action. We would need also more tokens in order to do it. So yeah, that rounds up the 7th round, and now we can check if we have fulfilled at least 4 of the victory conditions. Let's have a look. So the first possible condition would be to have a total of 20 points together between the mission board, the journals, and all the specialists. So let's count here. We get for every field with a yellow border 1 point, and for a field with an orange border 2 points. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 14. We have 2 journals who gives us points. So we got 1 and 2 more. So that bumps us up to 17. We have that one here, that specialist with 4 is 21. And here we get 1 point for each, sorry for the zoom, for each 3 zones we have either a token or a ship in. So we get 1. So that means we have 22, which is enough for the first success. And then here we have 3 more. So we should have sonar discs on the board, at least 8, or journal discs, at least 5, or conservation discs, at least 6. So let's check the board. And that looks good as well. So apart from the sonar, which we would need 8, we only have 2. But journals we need 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's our second completed goal. And for the conservation, we need a total of 6. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7. So that's the third goal. But even for the beginner, we need to have 4. Won't zoom. But yeah, we need 4 goals to be completed. So we need still 1 more. And then we have to 2 random, which what? So here we would need to have 6 of the research left over. We have none. We need fully completed zones, 4. We don't have 1 completed zone. And we need to have the coordination and the movement tracked together at 0.22 or more. So for the completed board, you can see we still have dive tokens here, which needs to be gone. Here another sonar, 2 more sonars. Here I just noticed we never placed the dive tokens. We never went to that board here. So here's everything uncompleted. Here we haven't done anything. Here's still 1 missing. And yeah, here as well. So we are close, but we haven't completed any of the tides. And then looking at the 2 tracks here, you can see it's very small, but there are numbers, so it goes up to 12. And we need to have a total of 22, and we managed to have 10 here. But the blue is only on 7. So it's a total of 17. We're still missing 5. So unfortunately we only managed to have 3 out of 7 goats. And that's the end of my playthrough. That was mission 1. Solo playthrough. We nearly managed to have a victory with the beginner condition. We only have 3 instead of 4 out of 7 goals. I really like the game. I really like it as a solo game. It's quite tough, but I think you could get there. Not so sure what I should have changed or could have done better. Maybe you have an idea, which could have pushed us to victory. But yeah, I might think of doing another playthrough soon with mission 2 maybe, to see how that goes. Anyway, I thank you so much for your time, for watching the playthrough, and looking forward to your comments. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, see you the next time. Thank you.